After understanding the features, let's appreciate the attachments on the same bone. So starting with the head part, we have attachment of the annular ligament on the head part. So there is attachment of annular ligament. The next we have is the neck part, and on the medial side of neck, we have attachment of a ligament called as quadrate ligament, and this ligament is attached to the radius as well as to ulna, and it helps to stabilize the two bones. The next we have is the attachment on radial tuberosity. So on the posterior rough part of radial tuberosity, there is attachment of the biceps muscle. So there is insertion of biceps on posterior part, while on the smooth anterior part, there is presence of a bursa. Next we have is the attachment of oblique cord. Just below the radial tuberosity, there is attachment of oblique cord over here. Now, let's appreciate the attachments on the shaft of radius. So, on the shaft of radius, on the anterior aspect, we have origin of flexor digitorum superficialis muscle. So, this is the oblique line, the anterior margin. So, from the upper part of oblique line of anterior margin, we have origin of the radial head of flexor digitorum superficialis. So the anterior surface, upper 2/3 part, we have flexor pollicis longus origin. And just below that, from the lower part of the anterior surface, along with that, the medial part of the lower end, we have a muscle called as the pronator quadratus muscle. So pronator quadratus, lower part of anterior surface, and triangular area on the medial side of the lower end. So quickly revising, from the anterior surface we have flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor pollicis longus, and the pronator quadratus muscle. Now talking about the lateral surface, from the lateral surface we have insertion of two muscles, the supinator muscle and the pronator teres muscle. So on the upper part of lateral surface we have insertion of supinator muscle over here, and on the middle part of the lateral surface, we have insertion of pronator teres muscle. So over here, we have insertion of pronator teres muscle. So quickly revising, we have two muscles, that is the supinator and pronator teres on the lateral surface, and both these are the insertions. Now, talking about the posterior surface, so from the posterior surface, we have origin of two muscles, that is the abductor pollicis longus muscle and the extensor pollicis brevis muscle. After seeing the attachments on the three surfaces, let's see the attachment on border. So, talking about the medial border, so from the lower part of medial border, there is attachment of a ligament called as the interosseous ligament. And this ligament is present between the radius bone and the ulnar bone. So from the lower 3/4 of this medial surface, we have interosseous ligament. Now, after studying about the shaft, let's appreciate the attachments on the lower end. So on the lateral surface, on the anterior aspect of the lateral surface, we have insertion of a muscle called as the brachioradialis muscle. So over this area, we have insertion of the brachioradialis muscle. The next we have is attachment of radial collateral ligament of wrist joint on the lateral aspect. While talking about the medial aspect, on the medial aspect we have articular disc. So from this ulnar notch arises the articular disc. So there is extension of articular disc like this from the lower part of the ulnar notch. So this inferior surface does not have a major muscular attachment, but it articulates with the scaphoid bone and the lunate bone. While talking about the posterior surface, there are presence of grooves as we know on the dorsal aspect. Along with that, we have this tubercle. This is the dorsal tubercle of Lister on the dorsal aspect of the radius. We have extensor retinaculum present over here. So, because of these grooves and the extensor retinaculum, there are various compartments. There are 6 compartments in the extensor retinaculum, 4 of which are formed by the radius bone and the extensor retinaculum, while the 5th compartment is in between the two bones, that is the radius and ulna, along with the extensor retinaculum, and 6th compartment is present between the ulnar bone and the extensor retinaculum. In the first compartment, we have two tendons which runs like this, and the two tendons are abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis. Talking about the second compartment In the second compartment, again we have two tendons, that is the extensor carpi radialis longus and extensor carpi radialis brevis. Talking about the third compartment, in the third compartment we have only one muscle, that is extensor pollicis longus tendon, while in the fourth compartment we have two muscles, that is extensor digitorum and extensor indicis tendon. Along with that, we have posterior interosseous nerve, along with that anterior interosseous artery. Over here we have fifth compartment and we have presence of extensor digitorum muscle, while from the sixth compartment we have extensor carpi ulnaris muscle. With this we have completed with the anatomy of radius bone. Thank you so much for watching.